Hello and welcome to Galaxy News. My name is Nenwar Gimazaka and we begin with the headlines. President Bola Tinubu says the economic partnership trade between Africa and China has reached an estimated $280 billion. The minority caucus of the House of Representatives condemns the recent increase in the price of petrol by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) Limited. On the foreign scene, Olympic athlete Rebecca Cheptegei dies after being doused in petrol and set on fire by a former boyfriend. Details of these and more will come to you shortly. Do stay with us. And now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu says the economic partnership trade between Africa and China has grown exponentially, reaching an estimated $280 billion. The president made the assertion on Thursday at the ongoing forum on China-Africa Cooperation (FOCAC). He said the impressive figures speak volumes about the extent of the economic relationship and expanding integration of member countries' markets. The president stated that China's Belt and Road Initiative aligned with the Africans' own infrastructure goals under the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, stating that the alignment offers even a greater promise. The president explained that the success of FOCAC and their broader partnership emphasizes the important truth that global progress is not a zero-sum game, adding that by working together and joining hands and looking for that win-win solution, the forum will create opportunities for success, people, development and shared prosperity.
Celebrating the remarkable partnership between Africa and China, a bond that has not only endured but has grown stronger since its inception in the early 50s. This relationship has transcended continents, challenges, and become a true testament to the power of mutual respect and cooperation.
The minority caucus of the House of Representatives has condemned the recent increase in the price of petrol by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC). Representative Kingsley Chinda, the leader of the minority caucus of the House, said this in a statement in Abuja. He said that the development was not only ill-timed but also grossly insensitive to the harsh economic conditions currently being experienced by Nigerians across the country. Chinda said that the hike is coming at a time when the nation is grappling with unprecedented economic challenges. He added that a further increase in the price of gasoline will not only exacerbate the suffering of the average Nigerian. The lawmaker said that the ripple effect of such an increase will far-reaching impacts on the cost of transportation, food and other essential goods and services. He said that this would ultimately erode the already fragile purchasing power of millions of citizens, pushing more families into poverty. According to him, the minority caucus is deeply concerned that this decision by the NNPC appears to have been made without adequate consultation with relevant stakeholders. Now we have Comrade Pilar Romans, the president of the West African Student Union, WASU, who will be joining us via Zoom to still discuss on the recent increase in the PMS price. Thank you so much for being a part of the news at this time.
Thank you.
All right, so quickly, Nigerians are going through a lot as a result of subsidy removal an arbitrary increase in pump price of PMS. What is your response to this disturbing development? Let's start from there.
Okay, first and foremost, I would like to appreciate the introduction, the indigenous refinery owned by the foremost Nigerian, Alhaji Aliko Dangote. We have already described him as a global press setter with the Dangote refinery in focus. Nigerians have suffered so much since assumption on office by the president, occasioned by the removal of fuel subsidy. It is believed that the removal of fuel subsidy would have given a total relief to the sufferings of Nigerians. But since then, there has been adverse hardships experienced by Nigerians, particularly the majority of Nigerians who are the average Nigerians. So the increase in the PMS cannot be dissociated from the removal of subsidy. It is happening that at a time that Nigeria has a refinery where it has the capacity of producing 650,000 barrels of fuel per day, which can be recycled within Nigeria, and the excess being sold out from Nigeria. Nigerians are faced with these challenges. It is on this note that I want to commend the leadership of the Dangote refinery and also the leadership of this Nigeria, because for a refinery to be established in a particular country, it takes the approval and the cooperation of the leadership of that particular nation, led by our president, Ahmed Bola Tinubu. We want to state without fear or favor that since Nigeria has given the background, they have given the opportunity for this refinery to be established in Nigeria, they should go ahead and have a seemingly discussions with the leadership of the Dangote refinery, because it is believed that there has been frustration from unknown corners. A lot of persons have believed that any person coming to attack the Dangote refinery through refusal of remitting or selling the crude oil to the Dangote refinery for production of oil and gas has been backed up by the leadership of this country. And so as a regional student union body that we have done our research, we want to believe that if there is a total cooperation between the Dangote refinery and the federal government, and I want to also state that if Dangote had wanted to establish this refinery out of Nigeria or any of the neighboring countries, any of other continents, he would have done that. He decided to establish in Nigeria. Since the NNPC, the federal government has been battling with resuscitating the indigenous government-owned refineries, and Dangote has come to stay. Dangote has established a refinery that can compete with the whole world. It is a global recognition. Dangote has fortified Nigerians. He has placed Nigeria on the global map, where other countries can troop into Nigeria by refining their oil and taking them back, just like Nigeria has been doing it. So, as a regional body of student union, we want to say that if there is a total cooperation between the federal government and the Dangote refinery, the price of fuel, the PMS price in Nigeria will be reduced. And the NNPC or the federal government should not be seen as being the pioneering or the championing cause as the determinant of how much fuel is sold in Nigeria. This should be holistically discussed, because by the time NNPC or Nigeria have taken over discussions about how much a particular liter of fuel is sold in Nigeria, Nigerians will still look at the federal government, the NNPC, and every other corporation or agency started with the responsibility of monitoring production and supply of fuel or petrol in Nigeria as being a saboteur to the good way that has come to Nigeria through the establishment of the Dangote refinery. Hello?
Community and the institution generally.
Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I'm with you.
All right, so I said, as a member of the Students' Union, how do you see this recent development affecting the student community and the institution generally?
Yes, I personally coming from the student angle or student constituency, I would like to condemn totally the sudden increase in the PMS. In this country and any other continent you go, the students constitute 60% of the population of any nation. Now, wherever and whenever there is increase in the PMA price, the students who are usually known to be attending to their lectures, going to school, there is no day you see a particular student sitting at home receiving lectures. And students are not politically hosted or accommodated within the university communities. And the increment in school fee is always occasioned by the hardship faced by institutions. As a student body, whenever there is no light in a particular school, particularly when students are preparing for examinations, particularly when students are supposed to be in class in the night reading, and they get to classes and there is no light, students will be forced to buy petrol or fuel to fuel their generators. Even when this is done by the particular institutions, the burden is brought back upon students. This has led to insistent increase in school fees by institutions because of the cost of living, because of the services that are needed to be provided by the management of our institutions. So the increase in PMS has led to the inability of a lot of institutions now to provide adequate learning environment for students, because where there is no income for a particular institution that they can sustain and manage delivery of lectures, printing or examination material, production of conducive environment for lecturers where they sit and prepare for our lectures, it causes a lot of damage to students. And where there is no conducive environment for students to learn, this can lead to total failure of students in the course of examination. And by the end, we face it because there is no way a student will be expected to bring us into our home base during examinations when there is no adequate preparation towards examinations. Apart from this, a lot of lecturers usually not attend to us during lectures. The reason being that I left my house around 7 a.m. hoping to get fuel, getting to the queue, which is longer than expected, and then students are sitting in the class, and before the lecturer comes, the time meant for that particular lecture is over. No lecture for that particular day. And the lecturer is blaming the country, the economy hardship, being the reason why he will not be able to attend to students. And from our own end, When you are prepared to attend a particular lecture from your house, and usually you used to pay 500 per bike, or you take a car at 1,000, with this sudden increase, even a budget that is meant by a particular student that can sustain for a particular semester cannot be is not sustainable, because what has been scheduled, what has been planned, has been the cost of living for a particular student, has been consumed by transportation and other issues around students' community.
All right, Comrade Pila. So thank you so much for being a part of the news. Thank you so much for sharing your views and, of course, revealing to us the effect this has on the students and Nigerians as a whole. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, and that was Comrade Pila Romans, the president of the West African Student Union, WASU. And now to carry the rest of the stories. As part of ensuring a holistic approach towards provision of effective palliative for flood victims across the country, the National Economic Council have called for more collaboration and planning among the subnational government, arising from its latest meeting, which was presided over by Vice President Kashim Shettima. The Council reconstituted the Flood Committee, which has Governor of Kogi, Bayelsa, Oyo, Ebonyi, Jigawa and Bauchi as members. Briefing State House correspondent after the meeting, Governor of Nasarawa State Abdullahi Sule explained that all the state government have been given till Monday next week to submit details of the damage caused by the recent flood in the state.
The council also has decided that by Monday, there is also going to be Monday will be the deadline for all the states of the Federation to submit detail of damages, including farms, schools, bridges that have been affected by the last flood. And Mr. Chairman mentioned that it will be taken into consideration for appropriate support to the various states.
Also at the meeting, there were in attendance the founder of Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Bill Gates, and chairman of Aliko Dangote Foundation, with a robust discourse on the state of nutrition in the country. Minister of Health Professor Ali Pat hinted that NEC has agreed to set up a food and nutrition security task force at the national and subnational levels towards ensuring that acute nutrition is addressed.
One aspect that I am to brief Nigerians is following on the discussion reported on flooding food systems. There was a conversation around the state of nutrition in Nigeria because nutrition is key to Nigeria's human capital development, and the need for federal government's effort to deliver relief will also to be complemented by the state governments.
Meanwhile, following the recent spate of security challenges across the country, discussion surrounding the establishment of state police was reconsidered. The Comptroller General of the Nigeria Customs Service, Bashir Adeniyi, has disclosed the seizure of illicit goods, military camouflage and other illicit drugs worth 31.2 billion naira by the Area 2 Command of the service on their port in Rivers State. The Comptroller General disclosed this at the Onesi port in Rivers State while displaying the seized illegally smuggled goods in 12 to 40 feet containers. He said the seizures were made in strict compliance with customs laws, particularly concerning concealment, false declaration and the importation of prohibited items. The Comptroller General, who expressed delight, said the repeated incidents of smuggling of illicit goods through the port was of grave concern to the nation's security.
Seizures on display include 1. A 40-footer container of 4,800 pairs of military/paramilitary camouflage rain boots and 67,320 pairs of various rubber footwear with a total duty paid value 943,040,000 naira.
Adeniyi condemned the continued violation of import guidelines by some individuals who are engaging the route for illicit businesses, as he declared a 3-month emergency protocol at Onne Airport to check the trend.
It is therefore a matter of regret that criminal elements in the international supply chain are currently exploiting our pro-trade stand to commit atrocities that border on national security. Effective immediately, we will be implementing emergency protocols at Onne Airport. For the next 3 months, we will be conducting very thorough examinations on all suspicious containers. The operation that resulted into these seizures is not only a testament to the command's vigilance, but also to the effectiveness of our intelligence network and critical partnerships that we have maintained with other security agencies. We are therefore calling on all patriotic citizens to assist us in this crucial endeavor.
And I'll move over to the foreign desk for more news.
This is news from the international scene. Olympic athlete Rebecca Cheptegei has died days after being doused in petrol and set on fire by a former boyfriend. The 33-year-old Ugandan marathon runner, who competed in the recent Paris Olympics, had suffered extensive burns after Sunday's attack. The authorities in northwest Kenya, where Cheptegei lived and trained, said she was targeted after returning home from church with her 2 daughters. Her father, Joseph Cheptegei, said that he has lost a very supportive daughter. A report filed by a local administrator alleged the athlete and her ex-partner had been wrangling over a piece of land. Police say an investigation is underway. Cheptegei, from a region just across the border in Uganda, is said to have bought a plot in Trans Nzoia County and built a house to be near Kenya's elite athletes training center. Attacks on women have become a major concern in Kenya. In 2022, at least 34% of women said they had experienced physical violence, according to a national survey. This tragedy is a stark reminder of the urgent need to combat gender-based violence, which has increasingly affected even elite sport, Kenya Sport Minister Chipkumba Murkomen said.
And that's all we have on Galaxy News. Thank you so much for being a part of the news. My name is Nenwara Ndimazaka. Do join us by 9 p.m. for more news. As for now, goodbye.